Hi guys, so today again GPP odd, just to confirm today's date and time. It's just to show you what I've seen and what was happening within the market and what trade I took and whether or not I was successful or if I lost the trade. So just to have a quick rundown, we'll go back to the daily time frame and show you what I had seen. So yesterday we were in this section when I had finished yesterday's video. Now I thought that the market would continue to go down, but we had a huge move up, and now we have relative equal highs on this side as well. So when I was looking into the market, what I did was I was again putting in the markers for yesterday's high, yesterday's low, 2 days ago high and 2 days ago low, and 3-day high and 3-day low. So I'm going to drop down into the 5 minute and I'm going to put on all my annotations and everything that I had done, just to show you what I could see, why I did what I did, and then we'll just talk through it quickly. So here we are. It's a little bit messy, but that is what it is. So if I go into the 15-minute chart quickly, not the 15, the 1 hour, very briefly, it was just to show you that what this box is. This box again is the fair value gap from here all the way down to there, and to also indicate what this yellow line is, this is the 50% of today's candle, the range of 50% of today. So if I go down into the 5-minute chart, I'll just show you what I had seen. So before I go into the 1-minute chart and show you my entry and what I was thinking and when I made the notes and what I was looking at, was if you look right here, there's one portion, because after this I'll just move into the 1-minute chart, but one thing I just wanted you to see is this portion here is there's a fair value gap in here on the 1 minute, and I'll explain why I did not enter into that, but you'll see that that was an entry to go short as well, but it didn't fit my conditions. So if I go into the 1-minute chart, take you all back to what I seen. So 7 o'clock, as I mentioned yesterday, my time is always 7 o'clock, between 10 o'clock, and that's what I'm always looking for, to trade within that window and see if I can find an opportunity. So as the day was going up, one thing to notice was that this yellow line is yesterday's high. So I was expecting that to be violated and then see what price would do after that. So as you move along, you can see I didn't see anything. There was nothing that made me want it to sell. But as I was going in, you could see that I had a fair value gap right here. So I quickly marked that out, put in a box, put in my note, and if I go across on the 5 minute, that is a fair value gap on the 5 minute. So just to confirm, that was a fair value gap on the 5 minute. So the market decided to break down, and there's a fair value gap in here, which it came back and tested it. Now the reason why I've highlighted it is because I did not see that as an entry. In order for me to validate a fair value gap from the lessons that ICT is taught, it's that you must have a break of market structure. Now, if I bring this to this low, the reason why this was validated was because this low had been broken with energetic push. Whereas here, all we got was a double bottom. And there's not an actual push that proved for that to be a point for me to enter. Maybe I'm saying something wrong, maybe I missed something, but that's the rules that I gathered from the videos. And that is the reason why I did not enter there, but I've highlighted it to say that that could have been an entry, but I did not take it. So moving across, what happens is there's a fair value gap right here, and we're also at New York open price. So as it broke down, came down, played around here, touched this fair value gap, I entered here, and I entered here. Now as this candle was being made here, you can see that I'd made a note to say respecting the fair value gap, and the body is with, so that's supposed to say within. The body of the candle is within the fair value gap in the 5-minute time frame. So if I quickly go back into the 5-minute, you can see right here. So you see how you have this big push, and then the breakdown, the body of that candle ever so slightly did go up, but if I drop down into the 1 minute, you can see the actual bodies stayed within the fair value gap, as you can see right here. So there was a little bit that I did go up these two candles, but like ICT has mentioned, that is allowed, it can happen. So I'd entered here, my shorts were up here above this high, and as the market decided to go down, I made continued notes to explain that this was a fair value gap, came down, tagged it, broke down again. Made a note here that once this little bullish run had happened, I didn't expect price to break that. And because the price had broke down, this is 50% of the day. Now at this moment, when it came in and tagged this, I expected it to drop even more, but as it continued to come back again, my thoughts were, I don't want to be in the trade in terms of full, basically what I was thinking there was, I better take off some partials. So that's why you can see that I took some partials off here, and I've made a note right here to say that I moved the stop loss to here, as we'd already reached 50% of the candle. So then what I did was I watched the market. Market again broke down. It should not break again. I could have a touch, but I don't expect it to be broken again. And again, came down, broke. Now ideally, this was my target. Today's low. That's today's low. I expected that to spike that down and to grab the liquidity from here. But I did not get it, because as you can see, right here is where I got out on this candle. Now you can see that I wrote a note. I said I got out. I had to leave the computer. I wasn't willing to leave the trade on. I was happy with what I'd got. and therefore I'd closed and collapsed the full trade right here. But as you can see, had I left it, it did actually take the liquidity below there and there, and that would have been the full trade had I been still on my computer. Now if I go back and I show you everything bar if I show you the entries and exits, so that was one short, partial here, and collapse the trade here. So if I take this right here, and I take that down, and the first entry, first exit was here, so you can see around about 20 pips, which was fine, and then finally I go out here, which is again around about 60 pips, 58 pips, 60 pips. The time frame between here and here, between I finished, was 1 hour and 25 minutes. That was my trade. I'd appreciate if you like and subscribe. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to comment below. And yeah, I'll wait for the next time for tomorrow, and I'll tell you exactly what I did again, and I'll let you know just before I leave, just to try and keep everything transparent. These are the 2 trades I did yesterday, and these are the 2 trades that I did today. So that's my first partial, and then that's when I collapsed the trade. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow.